we're back.
Hello.
Oh.
And you know what? We're back.
In back?
Back?
Am I going to see a creepy image?
There we go. We're back with Saturday. That's it was taking a bit.
I'm nervous.
I was guessing back in black because you know the completely dark background.
That's true. It's true. Also, fun fact, each and every one of us will have a character to voice in this scene.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Wait, will I be on double duty?
No.
Leo won't be there?
Why would we have Leo in this route?
Who the fuck is Leo?
Yeah.
Who cares about Leo?
Chase, right now.
No, he cares about
No.
TJ.
I've broken up with Leo. TJ is my new best friend.
Friendship with Leo ended. My new best friend is...
Thank you. That's the meme format that I was going for.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
We arrive at the lake at about 10 in the morning. Julian had driven down over an hour ago to pick us up before driving to Carl's house. Carl wasn't ready when we got there, and when he answered the door, his eyes were bleary and red.
He's high.
Yeah, he really was. It took him a good 20 minutes to get ready, and all the while I struggled not to glare at him. It's weird. I've been friends with the Ram for almost my entire life, and it's only now that I'm feeling real disgust for the person that he is.
The heck is wrong with you, Chase?
So many self-created problems. He keeps his head down most of the time so he doesn't see me. He's still feeling sick too, so he opts to ride in the truck bed on the way down, and Jenna sits with him. I can't help but wonder what might have happened if we have an accident. You okay?
Oh.
Yeah, I feel better than I sound.
Okay. TJ sits next to me, and this time I'm sure to sit in the middle so that Julian is on my left and TJ is on my right. It feels better this way. As the lake comes into view, I rest a paw on TJ's knee. He glances at me, then nods in acknowledgement. I give his thigh a squeeze, then wait as we pull into the parking lot, going over the scenarios in my head for what might happen.
Well, here we are.
We don't say anything in response as we quietly get out of the truck. Jenna jumps out of the truck bed easily, but Carl struggles, and I imagine him falling straight out and face planting into the asphalt. Jenna helps him though, and then we're all walking down the trail toward the lake, single file. I walk right behind TJ though, so I can keep an eye on him and anyone else that might try to fuck with him.
Wow. It's been 12 years since I've been down here.
Yeah. There's a cool freshness to the air by the lake. I breathe it in and get hit with the sweet memories of spending entire days down here. Swimming in the lake, building sandcastles, poking at dead fish on the beach. As we start swimming on the beach and approach the bigger boulder, I feel my heart start to hammer on my chest. I pick up my speed to catch up to TJ. How are you feeling?
Okay.
Like I want to punch you.
You don't sound
I don't want
okay.
to punch anyone. I'm nervous.
We all are. I actually feel like I'm gonna throw up. TJ suddenly reaches out his paw and holds mine. I'm surprised. TJ's never done this before, and though I know it's probably due to the situation we're in, it still makes me feel warm inside.
Chase wants to get...
It's gonna be okay. I know it. This is gonna be the end.
TJ's voice breaks up on the last word. The end? The end of what exactly? TJ's guilt over Sydney? The mystery over what exactly happened to him? Of the world as we know it? Yeah, that's probably it. Because I know that after this morning, things are never going to be the same again. Just remember that if it's buried by that boulder, it's probably gone by now. I know I said it every time before, but the lake has flooded a few times since. I look up at the steep rocky bank on our right. Remember that spring when it went all the way up to the road?
Yeah.
I look back at our friends. Jen is walking side by side with Carl, talking to him in a low voice. Julian is ahead of them, and he's looking directly at me. I look away. I'm just saying, if it's still there, it's probably water damage to the point that we won't be able to read it. TJ's silent just as we come on the rock, sitting there on the beach like it has since I can remember. Probably like it has since before the lake was even created. TJ still holds my paw as Julian You okay, DJ?
Yeah, I am, I swear. I'm just clearing my throat. I'm okay.
Okay.
Stop trying to throw.
I'm
You're in
dying, okay,
danger.
Alan?
Why would we care?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Damn,
That
DJ.
escalated quickly.
That is not how I feel. That is not how I feel. That is not how I feel.
That's a little bit worse than mine. Oh, fuck.
Holy shit.
Seems like female Sam's the savage one here.
Woof.
Well, I equate it to actually be on medication that I think are actually helping me.
Female Sam is like, DJ is one of the monsters in one of Alan's dungeons.
Wow.
I mean, don't
Wow.
forget that her character does not actually have her morals.
I know. Oh gosh, I know. I just think it's funny.
Alright. TJ still holds my paw as Julian, Jenna, and Carl stand next to us. The five of us in a sort of semicircle around the boulder. Boulder, ugh.
Well,
What the hell's a
here we
boulder?
are. Near a portal. You know, it's like a portal and a boulder. It's a portal.
Porto.
Julian says the exact
Portal?
same thing about Bortles that he said in the parking lot, and I start to feel God, I'm so annoyed that I can't even help but feel myself starting to get annoyed.
Jeez.
I cling to TJ's paw, and that calms me down a little.
So, if it's still here, it could be anywhere. Knowing Sydney,
Jenna says his name carefully.
he'd probably leave a marker of some kind. This one could be hard to find.
Remember that he said it's by Carl's drawing. It'd probably be right next to that.
Matt?
Huh?
Matt, Carl's here.
Oh no!
Ew.
Carl, that kills people.
Carl.
I died.
What? No, I can hear you.
Are you
No,
not?
I
No, we can
died.
hear you.
Are you
not able to see?
trouble?
No, King Buttsby died.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
What?
anyways.
Elden Ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said I died.
Oh,
Anyways. I don't know, guys. The other ones read something. This is just on the beach. The sand's changing all the time.
Carl digs at the damp sand with a hoof, his paws shoved in his pockets, eyes downcast. Everything okay, Carl? I say it sharply, not bothering to filter out the annoyance in my voice. He looks up at me, a bit surprised.
Huh? Yeah, I'm okay. I just feel sicker from the ride down.
Smoke too much? Carl frowns.
Wow.
Uh,
TJ,
no,
you serious dick.
No, I get sick
TJ,
sometimes when I'm stressed out, and the weed makes me feel less sick actually, and I want to punch you in the fucking throat, Chase.
Yeah, right?
I stop myself from asking what it is he's so stressed out about.
You. Are you okay, Chase?
I'm good.
No, you're not.
I shouldn't be drawing attention to myself right now. Meanwhile, Julian is walking around the boulder, looking for the drawing. TJ lets go of my paw finally, and starts to walk around the boulder from the other side. Almost immediately, he points excitedly.
Oh, you're drawing.
Carl sidles up to him before chuckling quietly.
Oh yeah? For some reason I thought I'd be gone by now.
Why would it be? You chipped it into the rock. Didn't you spend like a month doing that?
Carl looks down at his paws.
Yeah. Fuck my paws up doing it, too.
I move around to stand next to them and see the rough outline of the muscular wolf with a long cape. Super Wolf. Carl had been obsessed with that superhero since the new movie was coming out that summer. I don't think he liked it very much because right after he saw it, he stopped working on the etching. It's actually pretty good, especially when you consider that Carl was like 9 when he did it. I push those memories out of my head, wiping the smiling childhood face of Carl from my mind. Then I steel myself, ready for what I'm going to say and for what's about to happen. Hey, look at the sand underneath it. Everyone looks down in unison at where I'm pointing my finger. I let it sink in for a moment before I say it. The dirt. It looks like someone dug it up recently. No one says anything. Or maybe the sand's just wetter there? I don't know. TJ kneels down next to the boulder, reaching out a paw to steady himself against it as Julian kneels down across from him. He reaches out with the other paw, poking at the loose-looking dirt, slightly darker than the sand around it. Still, no one says anything, and I decide not to push it further, knowing that I've already planted a seed of doubt in TJ's mind.
We should have grabbed a garden shovel from your house, Carl.
Yeah.
I pick up the flat rock I used last night. Here. I hand it to Julian. He looks at it for a second before digging the sharp end into the dirt. It sinks in deep and easily before the stag turns out the sand. Less than a minute later, TJ gasps and reaches into the shallow hole, pulling out the lunchbox. Now that there's daylight, I can see the chipped green paint of the dragon. TJ holds it for a moment, staring down at it. Julian looks around at us.
Was that Sydney's?
I can't remember, but TJ nods with shaky hands, unlatches the metal clasp. Carl stands further back than the rest of us, motionless. Jenna once again has her paw up to her mouth, not saying anything. TJ opens the lid. The hinges squeak a little as the tin lid flops open, revealing my note. Paw is still shaking. TJ reaches in. At this point, there's little hesitation in TJ's movement. He's eager to find out what it says, eager to get this done. TJ unfolds the note, then reads it. He doesn't read it out loud, instead letting his eyes go back and forth over the page while the rest of us wait. I know at this point that he's finished reading it, but he doesn't say anything, eyes glued to the page.
TJ?
TJ doesn't say anything, continuing to stare.
TJ. What does it say?
TJ sits there for a few more seconds before he wordlessly holds out the note to no one in particular. His face is blank for the most part, but I can see the shock in his eyes. Julian takes it from him and starts reading.
You've reached the end, but I don't have the answer, so I'll ask again. TJ, what happened to Sydney?
The silence that follows is one of the heaviest that I've ever experienced. Carl's still frozen, but now he's looking up at Julian. Jenna's moved her paws from her mouth at this point, but she's clutching her necklace, her eyes on TJ. Julian is just staring at the links, waiting, probably unsure of what any of this means. TJ, meanwhile, stares at the hole that we dug up, his paws laying limp in his lap, ears drooping. I start walking over to him.
What does it mean? Do you guys know?
I rest a paw on TJ's shoulder, touching it softly. He doesn't move. So I crouch down next to him, slowly wrapping an arm around his shoulders, drawing him in. I can feel him trembling.
Guys?
I look over at Julian with a sad look on my face. We have a friend who has a grudge about this whole thing. I think he may have been the one leaving the notes. TJ shakes his head against me, but doesn't say anything. Julian stares.
But why?
I shrug, beginning to stroke the top of TJ's head. Julian looks from me to TJ. I don't know. Maybe he thought this was his last chance to hurt TJ somehow. I really don't know. Jen and Carl have walked up to stand next to us, and both seem to be at a loss for words.
Anna, can you say that loud enough so that the
No,
microphone can pick you up?
Oh, what was it?
Hannah just whispered, but I will translate because the microphone didn't pick her up. I literally heard my wife say, "Chase, you fucker."
I don't like Chase now.
Not only is he manipulating his friend, he's intentionally causing pain and suffering in order to try to get in TJ's pants.
The paper is different, though.
Okay, you said the line. I'll acknowledge you said the line. I just want to point out, though, that his goal? Is it really just to get into TJ's pants?
No,
I also think that the original
over
paper said
Flynn and Carl.
I feel
think
he's trying to protect himself from something.
Yeah, the original paper said something.
Yeah, the original paper said something that Chase really fucking hated.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back through again. Who's been leaving these notes? Because the chances of any of these notes having survived like the 12-ish years that they would have needed to is so astronomically low.
Originally, put them back in place once Chase and the others came back. That's at least what I'm saying.
The first thing you said got cut out.
That whoever found these notes, because I think they were in these places, but he found them like probably shortly after Sydney died and decided to keep it until everyone came. Like, I don't know why he would keep it, but that's my thought, is they kept it till everyone came back and they put it back in place.
So that kind of makes sense, but who left them? And also, are we certain that it's Sydney who wrote them? Because remember, one of them said, "Oh, Chase, you don't have. I know you're afraid of the forest, but you don't have to worry. It'll be okay." When Chase even says the timeline of that doesn't make sense, since he was there crying in the forest after Sydney died. How'd Sydney write a note about that after he died?
So it would have to be one of the friends. Quote, friends.
There is paranormal things going on in this game.
That's also true.
It's
Also,
a Harry.
It is Harry.
Yeah,
Oh, Harry!
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 I'm not able to stick around for very long.
Good.
Okay,
That's
well,
okay.
you got here just in time for a fun scene. We're at the lake.
You got here just in time for Hannah to go, and I quote, "Chase, you fucker."
Oh, don't say anything else though, because Harry, we have not gotten to the best part about the lake scene yet.
I will also say I can only be on for approximately like 5 minutes.
Would you like us to go for it, or would you just like to chat for a little?
I'd like to chat for a little bit. I'm sure I'll be informed about what happens later.
Excellent.
Holy shit, guys! Trade school is interesting.
So, how is what's happening in trade school?
I mean, like with a lot of college, like with a lot of classes I've taken in the past, some of it's like common sense, all of it's actually interesting. But like, this is essentially an entire college course that happens in one semester, except instead of, going for 2 hours in class a week and then, doing all the homework and whatnot, then this is, hey, you're going to stay in this class for 40 hours, and then you're going to be doing all of the work in the same week, which is going to take about 40 more hours.
Oh.
Gosh.
It is I am literally taking an entire college course in 1 week, and it is a fuck ton.
That is
Sounds like a
crazy.
lot of fun.
I mean, to be fair, some of it is, common sense. Like, don't do, because it's, this is CDL, don't do road rage bad. But then we get onto tire specifications on exact amounts for tread depths, tandems, and interlocking knuckles. And I have to memorize this shit by the end of the week.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
That sounds rough.
I'm just
I got,
imagining though somebody on the final exam, they get like all the technical questions right, but they get to the road rage one, they're like, "Well, fuck this test."
Also,
I'd do it.
I have another question because I know you're the only one who has it, Sebastian. Have you been on iFunny lately?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude! Something went wrong, and I don't know what it is.
I don't know, man.
Whoa! For the rest of you, iFunny is this app you should never go on because it has a bunch of stupid memes and also very terrible shit and questionable images. Most of which is red aligned simply because this is where all the exiled people went after they were banned from Twitter.
Nice.
So it's really comical watching them all bicker and fight. But in like the last 2 weeks, it went from, bunch of goofy pictures with red themes to actual like super anti-gay and trans like out of nowhere and like hardcore red conspiracy theory shit. It is nuts.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
It is. Yeah, it is. Wow. I'm not.
I always knew iFunny was like not like filled with the greatest people, but holy shit! Over the past like month or so, it's really ranked up.
Yeah, like normally I don't give a fuck what people think on the internet, but like even I've kind of go like I don't want to go here anymore. This is bad.
Wow.
It's terrible. Anyway, the allotted 10-minute breaks, of which I get 2 of in this 8-hour class, is now up.
All right.
Alright.
Good luck, Harry.
Have
You
fun.
Enjoy. You'll make it. Next week we're gonna hear like you're gonna be like, I freaking did it, man. I
Yeah, I
can do
hope
anything
so.
now.
That said, I got some stuff I want to talk about, but I literally can't do it now.
Yeah.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night. Good luck.
All right.
I did it.
So, back to what I was addressing though with the thing that I wanted to point out. As was pointed out, there is the supernatural going on here as well. So, like,
That's true.
is
So could it be Sydney himself?
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
if it is
I said
actually
it could be a
Sydney-
supernatural Sydney.
So I'll also ask a question though. What do you guys know about Sydney?
Not a
Literally
whole lot.
nothing.
Except for the, like, 1 or 2 dreams that we've had
And
with...
Chase is a dick to him. We do know
or
that.
The dream and memories, that we have with Sydney.
I actually am going to throw out a little bit of something that you actually do know that you may have forgotten. We played Route 65. Remember
Oh, yeah,
Carl's
that's right.
route? We
Yeah.
got to see Sydney's MySpace page, essentially.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got to see who Sydney thought that he was closest to of the friend group as well.
It was
Because
Flynn.
you had a top 4.
Mm.
Flynn
Yeah.
was definitely his best friend. But also in that top 4, Leo, Chase, and Jenna.
Yeah, I think I do
TJ and
vaguely
Carl
remember
are not
Chase.
among his top 4.
Yeah.
So it's odd that those are the 2 doing this.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to point out, we all know Chase was bullying, kind of bullying Sydney. But why
I wouldn't
was
use the word
Chase
bullying,
doing that?
but yeah.
I'm going to try and remind you, why was Chase doing that?
Because TJ TJ's dad had died?
Sydney's dad had died, but
Sydney. I
that
meant
was
Sydney.
not Chase's motivation. Chase had a motivation. It was stated. Would you like me to remind you?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
please.
Sydney was actually bullying TJ. He was being physically rough with a kid that was
That's
roughly 2 years younger than them.
Oh god.
TJ was like maybe 7, and Sydney was like a 9 or 10-year-old. Maybe TJ was 8. I don't remember, but it's roughly around that age range, where it's basically a 4th or 5th grader picking on a 2nd or 3rd grader. Chase didn't like what he was seeing and basically beat up Sydney and went, "How do you like it when it happens to you?"
Oh, I remember that now. Yeah.
Another thing that we know about Sydney, they've pointed this out. Sydney was a very active kid. He liked adventures. He liked wrestling. He liked pirates. And for some reason, he would lose fights to Chase, who has been described repeatedly as the least athletic otter anyone's ever known.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Sydney should have been able to take Chase in a fight, but he chooses not to. So why does Sydney let Chase beat him up?
So he can beat up TJ?
Is that it? Is he going like,
I
well,
don't
this is
know.
just my payment so I can bully TJ later?
Is it because he likes Chase a lot and he doesn't want to hurt him?
Maybe? I just want to throw all these things up there so that way you have more information about who Sydney was so you can remember that. Because these were things that got addressed, but we play this game so piecemeal that it gets forgotten because it's small details like that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a much better picture of who Sydney was than we'd like to give ourselves credit for. My favorite little detail about Sydney that a lot of people forget, Sydney loves butt rock.
Butt rock.
But rock.
Do you know what butt rock is?
No, I just enjoy the image.
It's basically it's like trashy kind of garbage rock music. Like
Uh,
it's rock music that's deliberately bad.
Lols.
I enjoy it already. Oh, I think we know some of that stuff, Hannah and I.
Wait.
Yeah, technically speaking, a lot of Christian rock music unfortunately falls into butt rock music.
Oh, we don't listen to Christian rock. I was talking about there's a guy who does Led Zeppelin songs as if he was Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah.
It's
He's called-
glorious.
They call him Tort Elvis.
It's glorious.
And actually, musically, they're actually pretty
They're
good.
talented because you have to be talented to be that bad.
But their whole act is like that level of bad.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, and a lot of a lot of Sonic songs are also considered to be part of butt rock.
Yeah, okay. The more I know about this genre, the more I'm like, I'm about it.
Yeah, no, it's a good genre. Like once I learned about it and was like, wait, what is Sydney like? What's butt rock? Oh, okay, I might like butt rock.
Yeah.
But rocking. But rocking.
All right, so let's get back to this now. Unless anyone has anything else they want to throw out about their theories about who's been messing around with the notes, who hid them, who wrote them.
I'm still just so pleased that my wife said, "Chase, you motherfucker."
I didn't say motherfucker. I said fucker.
Chase, you fucker. I am so happy.
Right.
Clarify. Yeah.
Hannah would
let's
like to be.
clear.
Hannah's like, I said a bad swear, not an awful swear. Thank you.
He doesn't fuck mothers. No.
I think this is also the most that Hannah's ever been recorded swearing.
Amazing.
I'm a bad influence.
Oh, it'd be
Well, wait a
like
minute.
that sometimes.
Hannah, have you said more swears tonight than compared to when you voiced Neptune from We Know the Devil?
I'll be right back.
Might have.
Yeah. Time that I don't remember how much Neptune swore.
She swears a lot, if I recall watching
She
from
does.
watching the video.
Okay.
She
Well,
definitely swore more.
Okay, yeah, no. Probably not more than when I voice snapped.
All I remember is that you were in like your parents' house like around Christmas time when you
Yeah.
had like the Neptune scenes. Were like, you don't have to say the swears.
Yeah, we were like, I'll say it for you.
No, the one really weird part was whenever she was like, "Hail Satan!" and I'm just like,
Yeah,
"Oh
yeah,
God!"
I remember like Cloud saying like, you don't have to say that, Hannah. I know you're with your family right now, and you have no way to explain that.
It's like, oh jeez.
Will would have been so proud.
Probably would have been, or you'd be like, "Wait, you actually said what?"
He would have been proud.
Oh man. Well, now we gotta wait for Seb to get back. Cause
Oh, where did he
Seb,
go?
he stepped away because there is actually gonna be a line for him pretty soon.
Ah,
Well, since he stepped away for a moment, while we wait for Seb, I would like to then, I guess, hear for the people who are here, your theories about who is behind the notes.
Water, please.
I think it's Flynn.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
I have a vote for Flynn.
Okay.
Off with them.
Oh, are you back, Seb?
Mhm.
Okay. Then let's move along with our lives.
we're moving along, DJ. He's grabbing some water, but he's like,
I'm like right here. Go,
It's
go, go,
okay,
go.
Julian's not important anyway.
This is the scene that never knows.
Hey, I moved along at least.
Because all of us are leaving at random points.
Yeah, I know, okay. Alright. TJ's voice is distant and faint, muffled against my chest. There were ways to make papers look old. Maybe he just didn't have time with this one. Julian shakes his head.
Listen, I know I've only been part of this for a day, but this is crazy. And those are a lot of assumptions. Do you really know what happened?
If you knew this friend of ours like we do, you'd understand how obvious this is. But then Jenna shakes her head as well.
No. Flynn wouldn't do this. He's a jerk, but he wouldn't do this.
You know that Flynn's been sending TJ threatening texts all week, and that he's been out to fuck with TJ since we got here. Jenna shakes her head again, but doesn't say anything. Matt!
You
Dude,
wouldn't.
go die in a hole.
I snap my gaze at Carl, glaring.
Dude, even at his worst, he'd never do something like this. It's too fucked up. All that work just to fuck with us? And it has to do with Sydney? No.
Who found the first note? Who's been Flynn's best friend since we all left?
Whoa, Chase.
Carl's eyes go wide. TJ finally lifts his head, looking up at Carl. You're the one that gave it to us and set us off on this whole bullshit scavenger hunt. Carl takes a step back, mouth hanging open, looking at me like I'm some sort of alien or something. This entire thing was fucking crazy from the start. Our dead friend who left notes behind a decade ago, and somehow it's still all there? In the old school, in that house? Fuck that!
Chase, stop it.
Oh, nope.
Nope, just kidding. Alright, do you want me to go back?
Sure.
Do it again. Do it again, Hannah. Do it right.
Chase.
Jen's voice is soft and distant, lacking any sort of authority. I stand up suddenly, staring the ram down.
What? How? No.
Carl takes another step back, and I can see his chest heaving. He can't even get his words out. It's like he's just run a marathon and can't catch his breath. Huh?
I don't.
Carl clutches his chest, and I can't help but notice how fucking guilty he looks right now. He suddenly retches and gags loudly.
Breathe.
No! You can't use your fucking anxiety! I make air quotes.
Whoa.
Seb?
Oh, nice.
You monster.
As a shield right now. Did Flynn put you up to this? Carl retches again and doubles over, spitting on the ground.
Carl.
Jenna starts walking toward the ram, but at that moment, something rushes past me, then past Jenna. I have a moment to see TJ's back. His tufted ears are laid flat against his head, like he's moved so fast that the wind had pushed them back. There's another quick movement that I can't quite make from my angle. But then Carl's stumbling back, a paw up to his face, letting out a gasp like he's been holding his breath for 10 minutes. I lunge forward, reaching out for TJ as the cat goes in for another swipe. Carl jumps back towards the embankment, and as he does, he lands on the many rocks that separate the beach from the road. I grab the back of TJ's shirt as I see Carl's hoof disappear between the rocks. Then Carl falls back. There's a sound like a thick branch snapping in two, cutting through the air like a gunshot. Immediately, Carl lets out the most hideous scream I've ever heard the ram make.
Oh!
Jenna rushes past us, followed by Julian in a more even jog. Meanwhile, I hold on to TJ, the lynx still going after Carl, making a yowling sound as his claws swipe at the air, baring his teeth. He's wild, feral, not thinking at all. TJ, stop! I'm here.
Chase, you...
I try talking into the lynx's ears, and at the same time, I can feel him starting to go limp in my grasp, the energy and rage slowly going out of him. I finally feel safe enough to turn him around, pulling him into a hug. It's okay. You got him. You're fine. TJ looks toward Carl one last time, watching the ram roll back and forth on his back, choking, howling, and screaming all at once. Oh, that barely came through.
Yeah. Oh my god!
TJ suddenly turns his face into my chest and starts to cry.
Jesus, his ankle.
Can you move?
But Carl isn't listening, continuing to scream and hyperventilate at the same time.
Call an ambulance.
I don't know who she's talking to, but Julian pulls out his phone. TJ continues to sob into my chest, and I start to move away, toward the trail, pulling TJ with me. I'm taking TJ back to the motel.
Yes, leave, please.
Jenna snarls at me over her shoulder.
We need paramedics. Yeah, someone here tripped and broke his leg, and now he can't get up.
Carl, I know it hurts, but you need to breathe. I'm going to count.
Jenna's voice fades away as I start fast walking toward the trail, pulling the sobbing TJ along with me. Alright, so you guys want to break that down a little?
Okay.
Oh.
Did TJ beat the shit out of Carl? Or did Carl get, like,
Remember,
possessed?
TJ's got claws.
Yeah.
Did like Carl get like possessed or just like
It sounded like he swiped at him and Carl fell backwards.
Yep. TJ swiped at Carl's face and Carl fell backwards after that and broke his leg.
Oh, okay. Blech.
So it's Carl's turn to have a broken leg.
Take that, motherfucker! This is the first round where my legs don't get broken!
No broken leg.
Can Chase just die?
I saw your
Please?
little post there earlier, Matt. No. This is not the route where the beautiful get to die. I will get to live
You're
for
not
as long
beautiful.
as I want.
I
Chase needs to die.
He does need to die. He's not beautiful.
Harry's like, stab.
I like so Chase like I don't get why TJ lashed out at Carl randomly,
Because
but
remember what Chase is saying? He's saying, Carl's in on it. He helped Flynn set this all up to give TJ that last little kind of fuck you of what happened to Sydney. The thing that TJ can't talk about. The thing that TJ's traumatized about.
Yeah.
So if Carl really was
fuck you. Have trauma on my terms, says Chase.
Well, that's the thing, is that whatever was in the original note, Chase hated so much that he thought it's worth it to potentially traumatize TJ just to make sure that it's obvious that it's Flynn doing whatever the original note said. According to Chase. Because I will let you know, Chase is indeed under the full assumption that Flynn wrote that other note.
Chase, you dick. This would go much better if people just knew how to deal with their problems in this world.
Well, apparently whatever was in the original note was super terrible.
To Chase specifically, it struck a chord. And was maybe even right.
No, this would be much better if Chase wasn't so horny.
Are you
Well,
saying
what's interesting to me is
Oh, go ahead.
it feels like whatever was in the previous note, the reason it was so harmful to Chase was because it was true.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Right? You only go that crazy if something is personal.
Yeah.
I think that he doesn't want them to know about him.
Like, my boy snapped over there. He's got some problems.
I say, if you're referring to your boy, it's like, wouldn't that be Leo?
Okay, no, Leo...
I say Leo snapped a long time ago.
Yeah, right? He's just not even in this route.
Yeah,
He's
Leo,
like...
I'm
He
curious.
took
murdered
one look
Chase.
at... Sorry, what?
Leo murdered Chase.
Leo murdered Chase. So
And
you're
it's
saying,
pretending to be
are you
him.
saying that we've been playing as Leo in a Chase skin suit this entire route?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I love it. I'm about that. I agree.
Okay, well, DJ, that means you're responsible for the lines from here out.
Okay, cool.
So now you get to voice Chase and Julian. Have fun.
To be honest, my thoughts on this are,
Yeah.
I had a really wise thought and it just went, so there we go.
I cast Brain Fart.
Yep, basically. Chase almost feels like... Oh, no, this was a joke. I remember what I was going to say. It's not actually that serious, but now I need to say it because everyone's waiting. So it almost feels like Leo was like, oh, no, oh, I can't handle that kind of crazy, possessive bullshit, and then walks away.
He's like, LOL, nope.
Took a look at Chase in this round and went, oh, hell no.
I don't want that anymore.
Now, I will point out something as well. So, I think I mentioned this before, but Route 65 acts as a prequel to all the other routes. But you also find out that what's going on is that, technically speaking, we're getting a different Chase in each and every route. So I'm curious if you guys have noticed this, but this Chase does feel very different compared to Carl's route Chase, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Very different.
Yeah, Carl's route Chase has his like, you know, his shit together. He's able to help his
Lady,
friend.
stop biting him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not nearly as possessive.
Yeah, and then you've got Leo's route Chase. Like, that's the thing, is like, the three Chases do feel like different people. But this also brings up another thing that I wanted to point out. The friend group dynamic is also different too.
Yeah.
Jenna in Carl's route seems to be kind of disdainful of Carl even before she gets possessed. But here, she's not said anything bad about Carl and has actually been actively trying to help him deal with his
Yes.
anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that's because genuinely the events between Route 65 to Echo is different for each and every one of the routes. Slight differences, but enough that it's stacked up over time to lead to different dynamics in some capacity, in my opinion. Just a fun little tidbit that I noticed.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
We have slight differences with how the... Yeah, in general, all the characters are interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm. And it's because they had different backgrounds overall. Alright.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, let's get back to this. See how we can, girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight TJ.
Boop boop.
TJ finally pulls away from me when we reach the parking lot and starts walking ahead, hugging himself. I follow behind him at a close distance, listening to him sob for a while. It isn't until we reach the road that he's finally calmed down enough to stop sobbing. I walk quietly behind him for a little bit longer before finally catching up, walking next to him. He doesn't say anything and goes on hugging himself, hiccupping softly every once in a while. I wonder if I should say anything, ask him about what happened,
Should you?
or even change the subject completely.
You go back.
I do love how all of you hate Chase now.
Fuck him.
It's so awful.
He's worse than Leo. Like, Leo is coming from, like, an understandable place, right?
Kind of.
Leo, you're like, oh, honey, I've been there. We all had that awful first breakup. It sucks.
You cut off my legs.
Yeah, right.
But I'm
I
willing
catch
to
a grenade!
I'm willing to forgive you, Leo. Oh, it'll be okay. You just gotta stop the bleeding.
Just hug me
Everything will
closer.
be alright once we stop the bleeding.
Just hug me closer as I bleed out, please. Hannah, solid advice.
Eventually, though, he's the one to speak first.
I didn't mean to.
He cuts off as he goes into a coughing fit. I rub him on the back gently. It's okay. You don't have to explain yourself after what he did.
Do you think?
TJ takes a deep breath, finally studying his words.
Do you
Hannah
think
and
you
I
really
are
did
just-
that?
What was that?
Viscerally angry right now. You can physically see Hannah, like, you guys can't see Hannah's face, but she's just like, teeth clenched, and I am pounding my fist.
Honestly, though, that is how Jenna was feeling about that. If you saw, she was like, yes, please leave, you fucking ass.
Just like, what the hell?
Ah!
What the hell?
Oh, God.
Chase, you're not good for anyone.
I would disagree with that, but
Kazoo.
for other reasons I'm not going to explain.
Kazoo.
Chase doesn't deserve love with the way he's acting.
Well, in this route, yes.
Yeah, on this route, he does not know.
I will
He
agree with
deserves
that.
misery.
Chase on TJ's route, in my opinion, is one of the worst fucking characters. I will fully agree with that.
He's like worse than Leo.
He's
Because
willing to
we're-
blame other people.
Where Leo, cuts off Chase's legs. Chase is doing, like, subtle psychological damage.
Well, he's like planting seeds of doubt
Like,
in his friend's mind.
in his own
to,
friends.
to save his own ass.
Mm.
But what is he saving his own ass from?
Whatever it is, he's a fucker.
I don't know.
Helen is just maniacally laughing in the background. He's like, we were like, oh, Leo, you poor baby, you bad boy, right? Like, go back in the corner where you belong, Leo. You're making some mistakes. Chase, we're like, you fuck.
You horrible human being. You.
Helen is like enjoying this. I just heard like the most maniacal laugh. Oh gosh.
Alright, we probably should get back to it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to get back to it. I just wanted to point out though that when I was playing through Echo, while I did say playing through Leo's route is definitely the best way to like start your adventure with Echo, I do think that going through TJ and Flynn's routes as like your like third and fourth playthrough is really good because it gives like they're both so juicy and filled with mystery. Because right now, you guys are wondering, what the fuck is Chase doing all this for, right?
Yep.
It's worth something.
Mm-hmm.
Was it worth it?
We'll find out. I let the silence drag out for a moment before finally replying. Who else could it have been?
Literally anyone.
Oh no, you dick!
This is how it was with Leo on Leo's route. Now we're doing Chase on TJ's route.
Excellent. I think I'm going to name this like Uncontrollable Rage.
I like that. It's a good title.
I completely understand why you went along with all those notes, but in the end, this was the only realistic conclusion we were going to get to.
No, what? Yeah.
I heard multiple people like stressing out for a hot second.
We're like, you motherfucker.
Like, Chase!
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't think they'd do something like this. Especially Carl.
TJ says Carl's name softly.
I don't... Hold on, I'm going to get close to this because I may be speaking softer and I want the mic to pick me up.
Okie doke.
I don't. I still don't know if he did it. But then I remembered what he said when we played Spin the Bottle. I felt like it had to be him.
Never have I ever killed someone.
Fingerty! I was just so angry. I've never been so angry in my life. It was scary.
I mean, maybe Flynn didn't tell him everything about what was going on. I guess he could have been tricked into thinking Flynn somehow had good intentions in all this. I don't know.
His leg. Can we
TJ
not
covers
talk
his-
about his leg?
Yeah. TJ covers his face as he's about to start crying again. I
Oh,
quickly
no,
put my
don't
arm
cry.
around him and hold him close.
Me.
Hey, this isn't your fault. Honestly, he deserved that scratch you gave him. He fell on his own. TJ shakes his head.
I can't even remember what happened. I just started running at him like I wasn't in control. It was like it was all automatic or something.
Sad.
Yeah.
Him too.
TJ. I stop the Lynx and turn him toward me, even though he keeps covering up his face. This is not your fault. What Flynn and Carl did to you is absolutely disgusting, and honestly, I'm amazed you were even able to hold yourself back as much as you did.
But the sounds he was making, it sounded so awful.
TJ's face screws up under his paws. I hug him again. No, you only had a taste of the pain you're feeling on the inside. Now, stop thinking about him. It's over. This whole thing is over. TJ starts crying softly again, and I hold him closer, letting him get it out of his system. Over his shoulder, I can see the ambulance lights flashing, though they don't have the siren on. I'm thankful for that at least. My phone buzzes in my pocket a few times, but I ignore it, waiting until the Lynx's soft sobs taper out. I turn him away from the lake so he doesn't see the lights, and we keep walking slowly up the road. Less than a mile away, the motel sign glints in the sunlight. TJ shuffles along, continuing his quiet snuffling. Did you want to leave today?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, let's get back to the motel and sit down for a while, okay? Then we can decide what we want to do.
Okay.
TJ's breathing evens out again as we get closer to the motel.
But why do you think Flan would do that? It doesn't make any sense.
I shrug. Well, like I said yesterday, I think now that he knows he isn't going to get the answers he wants, he's just out to hurt us now. That's it, really.
You were right. I guess I just didn't think he could be capable of that.
I mean, you always see the best in people. There's nothing wrong with that. Teacher doesn't respond, and we're silent the rest of the way there. Alright, I think that's a good cutting off point for this episode.
That's fantastic.
So, say goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.